Hey, what's up? Silas here. So, on the screen right now is an image of former President George W. Bush on an airplane giving a hug to a member of the military, with people in the military looking around him, looking happy. I think one of them might be on a phone, kind of probably telling these people taking photos around him, and he's hugging this guy. And below that is a photo of former President Barack Obama standing at the podium. I think it's in front of the White House, the Rose Garden. I think it's called the Rose Garden, where they normally give addresses when they're outside, and it's raining, and there's a Marine there, standing there very stoic, holding an umbrella over Obama's head. Now, this photo is from, I think, years back. I don't know when I first saw it, but it came up in a situation to say, like, look, this is what President Barack Obama does with the military, and this is George W. Bush. This is how he behaves. And of course, they're showing, yes, George W. Bush is hugging him, and yes, he cares more about the military. President Obama doesn't care about the military. And there was this kind of thing where it's like, we're going to be very selective on the images that we take, on the experiences that we take, and try to say this is very descriptive of who the person is. Now, moving on to this next picture. This is a picture now of President Reagan. He's wearing this snazzy white white sports coat with a red tie, which I think this is reminding me of that beige. I think there was a kerfuffle for a while. Kerfuffle, is that the word? There was a kerfuffle for a while about this beige suit apparently that President Obama wore once. I don't remember that, but I don't know if people brought this up when that was coming up. And recently there was another one with President Trump where he wore, I think, a black shirt, a blue blazer, navy blazer with black pants or something, which I thought was a pretty sharp look. Even the beige suit, it's kind of sharp. Or was that Michelle Obama? Anyway, back to the image. As I've mentioned, I'm going to bring this back around to the way different presidents are treated. But anyway, so President Reagan, cream blazer, cream blazer and red tie. George Bush, the father of George Walker Bush, he's standing there with a military member behind him. This guy's wearing a green coat. I don't know if this is just military green beret or something, but he's a serviceman, again, standing very stoically, holding an umbrella over the president's head as he gives a speech. The next one, I think that's George W. Bush. That might be at the not the Vietnam Memorial, the World War One Memorial, World War Two Memorial. I think this is a memorial in Washington, D.C. Again, somebody standing there, the similar outfit to the guy who was standing by his father. He's wearing the suit. He's standing there holding the umbrella over the head. He's in the rain. And then that same image of Barack Obama with the Marine, and says, four presidents, four umbrellas, one outrage. What is the difference? Now, this is the whole thing, what I'm saying. You see this in politics a lot, where people say, when this one person does this, compared to this other person, now it's outrageous when this person did it, when it's been done by people before. This is a situation where this is what the military servicemen do. These people hold the umbrellas, Secret Service, these people in the army, they hold these umbrellas for their commander-in-chief. This is a common thing they do. They feel a sense of pride out of it. Even if these people may not like the person they're holding it for, I think by entering the service and being a part of this, they usually have some kind of respect or acknowledgement that this is actually an honor to be in this. I understand I'm playing a role. This is a service that they're playing. Just like even if you go into general situations where you're working at your office, you may not necessarily like everyone that you work with, yet you work with them and you do the things that are expected out of your job. And for some of these people, that's what they're doing. Now, this has nothing to do with Barack Obama's opinion about the military. You shouldn't be able to tell by this. I'm sure there's a lot of pictures of Barack Obama hugging on military members, as it is here with George W. Bush. And I think this is something that a lot of people are going to realize when it comes to Donald Trump. I think there's going to be a lot of situations. You're already seeing this happening. Some news sources are already saying, okay, maybe he's actually doing some positive things here. And I think it will even be a larger effect with Donald Trump, because the amount of people, the number of people that really thought it was going to be Armageddon, that thought literally Hitler, and I'm talking literally and how people mostly mean figuratively, because I think very few people actually meant Hitler, because not too many people actually know what Hitler was like. And if you really knew what Hitler was like, you couldn't really say what Trump had done was like Hitler. So the whole like literally figuratively Hitler. But a lot of people had very low expectations, or actually horrific expectations for what Trump was going to do. So it's very easy already for something to come out with Trump and people will freak out. Like, as I said in a similar thing, I think I talked about this in a previous video, how it's like Trump talks about Putin and says, yeah, maybe we should get along. People say this is collusion. Somebody else does a similar thing, talks good about somebody else. That's not necessarily the same thing. I'm sure when Hillary Clinton, for example, went with that reset button saying we should reset our treatment with Russia, they don't really consider that to be some kind of collusion thing with Russia, saying, oh, you're trying to wipe out everything we had in the past and start anew. It's like, no, it's actually what countries should be heading to do, try to get situations where they work together. Now, it's a similar thing also. There's going to be certain deals that President Obama made with certain people that led to certain things that were outrageous to people back then that Trump does now, and people say, okay, that's not an issue. So this is a common thing. Can you guys think of any situations where you think the same thing will come up, or examples? If you have actual examples where you can see it, where something was done by Trump and you can see a similar thing being done by former presidents, especially Barack Obama, that's not treated in the same way, because I think you will find a lot of those. And in the coming years, we're going to be seeing a lot of examples like this images here, where it's like George W. Bush hugging on the servicemen here, and they show something else out of context with Barack Obama, and people freak out. I've seen that happening more than I've seen with any other president, and I don't think it's just because there's more media and there's more access to actually finding this information. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys remember when this thing first came about, like years back. I see here, I think it was around 2013 when this happened. But yeah, that's a long time ago. It's almost 5 years ago now. Cripes. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Links below to the merchandise store. And that's it for now. Goodbye.